So you're headed to Botswana. I bet you're wondering what sort of camera gear do you need to bring with you to get the most amazing photo opportunities of the trip. Well, let's do a deep dive into my own camera bag to see what I bring with me on an African safari. The first thing is gonna be probably the most important and maybe the most obvious. This is gonna be a zoom telephoto lens. I have a 100 to 500 here with me. This is a really awesome range of focal length. That means I can zoom in quite far, but I can also zoom in quite wide as well. So that way I can use something in the range of 100 millimeters for landscape shots or wildlife in landscape. But with 500 millimeters of telephoto range, I can actually get pretty close to wildlife. So this is a superb lens to have with you, but anything at least 400 millimeters in the top range is gonna be a really fantastic lens for Botswana. The next equally important lens is gonna be your walking around lens, as I call it. Why? Because it's great for walking around. It's also a great landscape lens. This is the 24 to 105. Great landscape, great travel photography, great general all-purpose lens. This is usually the lens I have with me when I'm walking out the door. As soon as I'm out in the field, I have this lens on because it's usually the thing that I'm using for my first photographs of the day. Sunrises, general travel shots, you name it, really great, 24 to 105. Sometimes I'll have an ultra wide angle lens with me, and that's gonna be the 16 to 35 range. I'm actually filming on that lens right now, so I don't have it in my kit. Usually that's the last lens that'll make it in the camera kit, if I have room, if I have the weight limitations, but generally it's not a priority lens for me. Another lens that I like to bring with me, this is usually along the same lines as the ultra wide. Like I hope to bring it, but if I can't fit it in because of space or weight, I may leave it behind. But because it's so small, this little guy, it's called a Nifty 50. It's a 50 millimeter f1.4. It's really great for creative photography, and that is, travel photography, even landscape stuff. It's a prime lens, meaning it only shoots at 50 millimeters. You can't shoot real wide for landscapes. You can't get a lot of telephoto out of it for wildlife. But when you do have interesting scenes around camp, in your travels, this makes a beautiful blur in the foreground and background because of that f1.4 nature. The next thing is gonna be batteries. I usually bring 2, 3, 4 extra batteries with me, just something to get you through the day. If you're shooting a lot of video, think of increasing the number of batteries, or if you're in really cold environments, AKA now Botswana, that's another place where you might wanna bring extra batteries, but something like 2 or 3 extra batteries, an absolute mainstay, makes it in my camera bag each and every time. Camera strap, I really like this strap because it has easy on and off clips. I don't always want a strap on my camera when I'm on safari, so I usually take the camera strap off if I'm in the vehicle, but then I might put it back on if we're doing a little walk around. This is a very cheap little hardware store extension cord, maybe $5, $7. So that way if I'm trying to charge a headlamp or if I'm trying to charge batteries as well as my iPhone, I have something that will increase the number of outlets. It also is really nice because when I'm in a foreign country, like Botswana, I can have my adapter plugged into the wall, and then I can actually have this plugged into the adapter, and all of a sudden with one adapter, I have 3 prongs, 3 plugs. Really nice way to do it. But yes, adapter is also another key thing to bring with you. I like to bring this, to be honest, I don't use it very often. It is a storm jacket. It's like a little rain jacket for my camera. If it's raining and you're getting the photographs of a lifetime, it's nice to put this on. It doesn't take up much room in my pack. I bring it with me. It's very lightweight. It just gives me a bit more peace of mind. Let's see what else I have. Yes, lens cleaning accessories. You definitely don't want to leave home without a lens cloth. And something I've been bringing with me in recent years that I really like is a lens pen. It's like the size and shape of a pen. It's got this little pop out thing that turns into a nice little brush. This brush is soft enough to use on your lens if there is dust or dirt on the lens. What you don't want to do is start off by just scrubbing your lens with one of these cloths if there's a bunch of dust and debris on it. It's also really good if you have dust or dirt on your camera body or lens itself. What I'll do with it is just kind of go through, if I notice we got in a little bit of a dusty area, and just kind of go through almost like I'm trying to dig for like dinosaur bones. I'll just sort of brush stuff off, blow it a little bit, just to make sure that even though this is really weather sealed, these higher end lenses and cameras there is a seam right here, and if a little tiny speck of dirt or dust gets in there and I start twisting it, not thinking about it, zooming in, zooming out, it might grind it down and actually get in the lens. I'm kind of paranoid about it, so I do keep my lenses very, very clean thanks to this lens pen. This is a multi-purpose tool, but I do view it as part of my camera accessories. This is a headlamp. You never know when you need a little bit of light. The headlamps they make these days are so nice, so bright. This is variable. It goes from pretty bright to pretty dim. That way, if I'm out there for an extended period of time, I know this will last all night. And it also has a little red light option too. So in those times that I am photographing at night, the red light preserves your night vision. So that way, when you do turn it off, you aren't, literally and metaphorically in the dark. I guess you are in the dark when you turn it off, but you know what I mean. A travel tripod. So tripods during travel, oh goodness. If I don't plan on using a tripod, I want to at least have something. Maybe I'll get a whim, maybe there's a beautiful scene at night that I do need some stabilization for, and I just don't want that full tripod in my kit. This is one of the little Gorilla Pods. It comes with a small ball head on top. It's not gonna hold my big telephoto zoom lens, but it is gonna stabilize if I have my wide angle or ultra wide. It's a really, really nice tool to have. So folks, there you have it. You have seen my go-to camera kit for Botswana. This is a super good general bag to bring with me really anywhere in Africa, but especially on a Botswana safari. If you're heading to Botswana soon, I hope you have an amazing time. I know you will. And if you bring a camera kit like this, you're gonna get the photos to prove it. Enjoy.